Good morning, hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Let's see. We're continuing on our cards for the courses, and things are looking okay. Although, sort of like looking more into sort of what this looks like at normal zoom. My font is a little bit large, although I do tend to look at the screen from decently far away during the day, so I usually end up zooming a lot of things in. Also on the stream, I tend to zoom in windows. This probably needs to be a larger font. Could make this smaller. I am wondering though if I want to move this the icons around. Maybe put the icons like up above this. We can play around with that a little bit later. For right now, let's continue with the features for the cards, and then we'll focus on like the looks of the cards without changing the functionality. So that means I want these to be links as opposed to buttons. These are going to link to the actual what is it called? Playlist on YouTube, which is what I have right now in here. The login to watch is going to be disabled without a link until we log in. Then it will have a link. Okay, so let's check this out. First of all, Cypress tests. I'm thinking that if we know what the order, like what the first one is supposed to be, we might be able to control that through... Yeah, we might be able to control this through what am I thinking? Well, we might be able to control this through just like knowing, hey, the first one is always this ECS course, in which case this should always be going to a very specific link, and I could probably test that. So if we get, so then I want how about this? Should have a list of courses. Let's get the buttons, maybe. Oh, we have the card button here. Okay. So get data test card button. It should contain watch it now. Let's get the first one. So first, watch it now, and have attribute href, which then should be equal to let's go find, yeah, this is just a button. Let's go find the link to ECS. Okay, that should be going to here. Okay, so get card button. It is expected to contain watch it now. That's correct. It is expected to have an attribute href. It does not. Okay, so we can now fix that. Okay, so we want a link. So we need to know whether or not we're going to, like, okay, the button label, and then if it's a button link, so hub button link, this should probably be an option. Let's see, button link. And then inside would be a string of where it's going to. This makes me wonder if I can pass in a children as properties, which I want to be able, that might be good. Then we can use this as like equivalent of slots. In Vue.js, we can use slots where I can say, okay, instead of this button here, replace it with whatever you want to have. So I wonder if I can do that. What if I do button slot? Which would be an option children. And then here we do a block, and we'll put in this button slot if it exists. Otherwise, it'll be this button here. Which means that this button label is an option too. All right, how do we want to do this? We're gonna do ops dot button slot dot. Nope, not that one. I want my status bar back. You're not showing any major errors. Why am I not? Okay, so props. Oh, right. I keep on forgetting it's props.card data. Then I can do button slot. Probably need to clone. Then I want to do unwrap or else. Okay, so unwrap that or put in this button. So if I don't pass that in, what are you upset about? Cloning? Oh, expected children renderer found in vnode. So wait, you're a vnode. Maybe I want you to be a vnode. Let's see, it doesn't implement. Okay, an option string doesn't implement. Right, button label. So I need to probably clone. Okay, so then we'll do unwrap or default, so it'll be an empty string. Okay, you're happy here. Then, okay, so in home, okay, so if I want card data, I want this button slot. Okay, so here we have card data that's being created here into card data for course. Well, this is going to be a problem. Let's see. Okay, so we have this is the course that's coming in. I'm turning that. So the course is coming in. This is in the API. I could have a little bit of HTML data inside of this. I kind of wonder if I want to get rid of our intermediary cards, as it were, and then I can put that button slot outside of it. Or I'm gonna have to oh wait, I have to override it. Okay, wait a second. I might be able to do this. Card data. Okay, so we're gonna have the struct fields, button slot. You'll be a none. Button label will be this button label. You need to be a sum. I'll just put this down here. Cannot move out. Okay, so that makes sense. I want to. Can I clone you here? Yes. Okay. All right, so we have under molecules, we have this card list. I'm thinking now that I'm going to need to turn this into a courses list. To be a little bit more specific. Let's see, this is card list. Here now. Courses list. courses list can then be very specific about this. Okay, so we have our props, which is this data, which is the vec of the card data. And I'm going to now insert into the card data what I want for that. Actually want this to be slightly different. So for card, I don't actually want the button slot to be in here. I want button label to be this option because I don't know if we're going to need it or not. But inside of here we can do oh, and you're going to be a sum. Okay, so props to button slot, clone, or unwrap or else. So default, it's going to be this button. Otherwise, it's going to be whatever we pass in. In courses list, we are going to pass that in here if it's something we want to watch. So as we're mapping through this, we're going to need a little bit of custom logic. Let's see. So there, div. Props data, then your that's that one. A little bit easier to read. Let's also break this out. Okay. All right, so mapping through the data here. So if data dot, do you not have what type this is? Why are you? Oh, right, because you don't have a button slot anymore here. So we don't need you. You haven't caught up to know what type you are. No errors. That's good. All right, so I'm looking for it's card data, I believe, right? I believe so. Okay, so we have card data. Oh, which you don't have that. So I wonder if I should just pass the full course in. So I wonder if this should be course coming in like this. Go to home. we don't convert them here. Instead, we just pass in courses, which is a vec of course. You need partial equal. I mean, either that or I can maybe break it out. But let's see if I can do partial equal on the course. All right, so data clone and then do an into to turn it into the thing you want. Expected closing thing? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so if data dot, well, still can't tell me what that is. Okay, so if data dot, which is each one of these things, if data dot access level, so if your access level public, I want this to be a link. Here's where then we create the card data. Only one root HTML element is allowed. Okay. I don't have any right. That's probably a problem. I don't have any right now. Oh, and I need, this is inside the HTML. I don't want that. I want something like this. Okay, so title we get from this. That's what data.title. There we go. Now I'm getting help. Oh, and I could probably do an into here. So I want to do card data equals data.into, and I want you to be card data. Oh, I can't say what type to be there. Probably have to do a type here. From a reference to a course. Okay, so I have to clone this first. Or I can do this from a reference. Either way, there'll be clones that are happening. So it's gonna be the same. Okay, so if data access level. Okay, so now import access level. Okay, so if data access level is public, then I want to mutate this card data. I want to say card data dot public, so I don't need a button label anymore. Button label become a none. So in a way, actually, I probably don't want. Oh yeah. Courses. I don't put button label in here at all. Then I do that elsewhere. So you would become a none. You go away. Okay, so button label. Okay, so for public, button label becomes a none. Else, I suppose I could match this too. Card data button label equals a sum log into watch. Should probably do this in like a function to sort of like set what the card data is going to be. I sort of want to play around with it here just to sort of see what it's going to grow into, and then we can refactor it. Okay, so I got our button label. Now we can do our vnode. So I want, if it's public, basically if we have a none for a button label, or if we're in here, then I want to return HTML. Like almost I want to do this here. We then pass it into card data. And in this case, it's public. So therefore, I also need to pass in this button slot. So you're going to be another HTML DOM node here, where we're going to have this to be an A. Let's take a look at. I think I'm just going to do an ahref equals to be data dot video URI. Let's turn this into a button success data test equals, oh, because I could use a different test for this. So I don't need to get it by card button. I can get it by card like public button. And I don't need a test to see what it is. Just that it has an attribute, href. I don't care about where it goes. I mean, I do care that it goes to the correct place, but that might have to be a manual test. Have href. Okay, so what if I do card public button contains watch it now and have attribute href. And then this would be card free to learn button, and that contains login to watch, and have attribute disabled. So, oh, and is not defined? Because it's a dot and. Okay, so it's looking for data test card title. Oh, failed probably because of errors somewhere. I'm not displaying anything anymore. That's cool. Okay, so this is data test. What do we call this? Course public button. I'm not. Oh, yeah. This is obviously a problem. Okay, so we href, we do that. Close you. We have stuff inside of here. Close the a tag. You are gonna be oh, this would be watch. Watch it now. What did we decide this is gonna be? Yeah, watch it now. No exclamation point. Okay, then we pass in a button slot. So if I'm returning this as HTML, which then collects in, now I need to do the same thing over here. So we add in the button label, we set you to be login to watch. And you're a none, so we don't pass you in at all. Just the card data. Video URI cannot move out, so let's not clamp you. Hey, and so in the bottom left, you can probably barely see that. That now shows as a link. You're not disabled yet, but you're not a link, whereas you are. So if I click on this, it takes me to the playlist. All right. Okay, expected to find element data test card public button, but never found it. Card public button. Because you're supposed to be card public button. Okay, so now it's looking for data test card. Oh, this would just be card button at this point in time. Okay, so never mind. You're just gonna be looking for card button. Which you can't find. So button, did test card button. Oh, it found it. It found it. Sort of was confused by this get here. But that worked. Expected. Oh, because it's part of the and. Okay. Expected it to have attribute disabled. Okay, so I want. Pub disabled will be an option with a boolean. So in our or else for this button, we will have a keep on doing clamp. I want clone. Can I handle the option? It cannot. Okay, so I need to unwrap our default. Should have attribute disabled. I am not passing that in now. So in courses list, I want to say for you, for else, okay, card disabled equals true. There we go. We have a disabled button down here, and everything else is active, and it's actually a link that looks like a button. Okay, excellent. So I'm happy about this. Plus, these tests can still run in production, and we'll be happy there. Okay. Let's see. I want to now start focusing on the look. Go ahead and commit this. Okay, everything is looking good there. All right, so we testing that the courses list functionality works as expected. Of course, we need to make it look decent. All right, so first of all, I want to have a background color at the very least. Be something we had an initial idea in the design of using just sort of this really light blue here. I'm kind of wondering how that would look. This is sort of like a light color. Now if I choose this, I get an eyedropper. What are you? You're this. So I would say each card is gonna be you. So let's do a you're a styled component, which does mean we need CSS. Just put you in right now. So let style equals. I can use style, but I don't think that's what. That doesn't allow me to use blocks. So I think I want to use CSS. Either CSS or style. All right, so I'm gonna put this on top of this div here. So if I just say background color is you. And we apply this style to here. Okay. I'm gonna want that text to be black text. So currently, what are we doing for that? Oh, because I think we're overwriting all of the text in here. So I think I can add in, yes, let's add in a classes macro. So then we can also add in probably text dark. Let's see if we can make this entire thing a little bit wider to give ourselves a little bit more room, which is going to be inside of home. Yeah, okay, we have container, and I think is it like container fluid? Yeah, that goes across all the way to the sides. I like that. And now we have some fun with this. Let's give a margin inside. Is it margin inside? It might be padding inside for this background. For each card. So for each card, I want a padding. What is it called? Like DP or something like that? Can do okay. So P. Okay, so I can do P. PX for left and right, PY for top and bottom, oh, I can do P3, which would do the equivalent to whatever the spacer is. Okay, so I can just do P3. Oh, I might want to make that inside of each one. Nope, okay, that works. Okay. That's great, but now all the cards are sort of floating into each other. So I want them to also have a margin. So margin bottom 3. Gives a little bit of room. We're using rounded corners for everything. So let's see if we can round those corners too. That's this one. Do you have a... Okay, we could just do rounded. Rounded looks like this. Rounded pill. Okay, rounded is probably good. Okay. Next up, I think I want to move these tags right below the title. We're gonna want the titles to be a little bit bigger. So let's see if we can make the titles a little bit bigger. What do we have for you? So we have font stuff. No, not text. Font size. So what's normal? Okay, so we can do FS 1 through 3. Let's try FS3. See how that looks. All right, so I specifically want that for this title. Did it take it? No, it did not. I ran into an error. Oh, I do not need. The classes, they do nothing. Okay, let's take a look at that. There we go. Okay, so this is good. I wonder if I want to like reduce the font for everything. Also, Uncle Scientist, hello. I wonder if I want to reduce my font size like significantly. Let's see. I'm not zoomed in. Do I have anything in my main.css? Oh, I do have this font size set to 25 pixels. I wonder if that's the reason. If I take you out. Oh yeah, that makes things a lot nicer. To the point. No, I don't think I still don't want to put. Still don't want to put it as like in the center. I think this is good. Although I can probably get rid of the sign up thing here. I don't know if this is helpful for us. And then if I just have 2 columns. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on whether or not to have this sort of section here. But okay, let's see how it feels like. I made this bigger. Let's move this up right below the title. So that would be in card. We're gonna put any icons. I'm just gonna move you here. No, that just put it on the left. I want to move you. Oh, I got it. I move you here. Create another row. I don't like it. I wonder if I would just want to put them next to the title. Just sort of like make it a little bit smaller. Put it right there next to the title. So let's see. That would be taking you. Putting you like that. Then I don't have this stuff here. And then to finish it out, we're going to make that smaller, which we could... We could select that. So I want these. Oh, I wonder if I want to then... okay, I can tell it what to be. There's sizings, right? That we can apply to it. Like, is there something where I can just say, like, hey, I want your width to be this? Ooh, I'm not seeing anything like that. So I might have to tell it what to be um, text sizes. I can also set the font size, and then we'll make this equal to the font size. Hold on. So go back to main.css. Let's make you 12. Does that change it? That goes a little bit too small. Looks a little bit better. Okay. So then I want not in the card. In the icon, I want you to probably default to the font size. Okay, so here we are with this. Got to be a styled component. Okay, and we'll associate you here. Class equals our style. Can I calculate what the font size is? So can I say, let's see, MDN, is there anything where I can get font size in CSS? I want to get the font size. Get or calc. Can I calc with font size? Oh, we can set a variable for it. Oh, wait. Okay, we could do that. And then I think it should be available for us. Okay, so we want to do... They're set using the custom property notation, and they're accessed using the var function. Okay, so we just do something like this. This is written inside a rule set. That makes sense. So inside of main.css, we're actually going to do font size. Like that. Have you be 18 pixels. Now, does that actually apply it to? I think that went back to default, which is slightly smaller than this. So maybe 16 is correct. And so then I would want to say my font size is going to be a var of font size. Looks about the same. Now Now, can I use this in the width of icon? So can I say I want your width to be that? I can, but maybe width is wrong. Maybe height, that was really small. That's smaller than I want. I could maybe calculate it and be like ×2. Calc ×2. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So 2 times the font size is what I want this to be. Or we could just set inside of root here, we can also set our let's do all of our we'll do icon size. Let's do 32 pixels here. Now I don't have to do a calc. I could just do var icon size. Let's see. How do I feel about that? I don't know. It feels like it's strange by having it in different positions here. Would I want to put this in just like the right-hand side here? Maybe 2 columns. So like title and then that. So we have a row and we have our title and we just have this. So what if I put another div class equals call? Oh, I should probably put, let's see. Oops. Call. Here, the card title. You go in there. You close that off. You close. Okay, then we start over at this one. Class call. And then we just have those. And then I want these to be as small as possible. So I want in Bootstrap for our layout, I want you to be the smallest one possible. Like I guess I could do call 1. Is it call 1 or is it? Yeah, it's just call 1. Okay, which puts that over there, and then everything else sort of expands for here. And then I want these to be next to each other and not sort of overriding each other. So maybe instead of a div, these could be spans. That didn't work. What are my icons? Oh, because you're an image. Image are blocks, aren't they? I wonder if I want to, like, by default, also set that images are display type inline. Okay, so display inline, that's apparently the wrong one. Or maybe it's okay. Oh, are you not big enough? I need to make you slightly bigger, so call 2. Oh, I would need to make you call 2. So call 3. And then I want you to be right aligned. Okay, so let's... First things first. So let's see. Card. Your call 3. And then I want you to be right aligned. It's vertical line. I want horizontal align. Aligning images, column. I want alignment inside of the column. Oh, we have these align items end. That's probably what I want. So that did not do it. Okay, so we have this align items end. What is that doing to this? That's oh, we have this flex end here, which isn't doing anything. Because you're not in a flex container, aren't you? Is that why? It's neither a flex container nor a grid container. Try adding display grid or display flex. Okay, so if I added here display flex, that wouldn't work. I wonder if it needs to be added to the parent. Oh, I wonder if you need align items. content. So I have view as flex. Is that? That doesn't seem to. Let's see. If I display as flex, it wouldn't be maybe align content. What is it? Justify content? There's a way to say. Okay, so I need the display here. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so here, at this level, where I have the call 3, I want to display flex and justify content end. There is a way to do flex, to add flex to something. I can do deflex. Want these. Oh, I don't want. Okay, no, I don't want to reverse them. No. I want like this. So deflex, justify content end. There we go. Which also makes me wonder if I could get away with not having columns for this. Not doing that. Basically, I'm using columns for you, and that's probably fine. For you inside of here, I wonder if I can just use Flexbox for this. Instead of like the entire rows columns thing. Well, I still might need the rows, but maybe I can get away without having the columns. And instead say, I want you to be justify like space between. So we have this card title. Oh, I don't know why I did this as a span. I don't think that's necessary. So what if I did, instead of this column, what if I did deflex justify content space between. So we had you, and then we have you, and you go away. Let's see. One more in there. You're down to this. That closes you. Not exactly. Oh, I want it on here, where the card title is, because the images are just straight in there. Okay, so I actually want Oh, I think I don't need this extra div. Cut you out. What's that FS3 again? Font size 3. That's what that is. Okay, so that brings that off to the right here, which is really close. Justify content space between. It's not doing sort of what I was expecting to. So it has flex. Okay, I don't think that justify content space between is exactly right. I think, oh, justify content between. That's what it is. Oh, okay. So then I need just a span around these. Okay, so then, or a span or a div, either way would be fine. So we have our title, and then we put just a div around these. There they go. And now they're on the right-hand side of our logos. Sorry, of our titles. Our titles actually wrap down below that, which I think is nice. I'll have to think about the sizes of my of these as I go along. But okay. Yeah, and if I don't have that, it gives a little bit of extra space here, which is nice. Okay, cool. I'm liking this so far. Let's see. I think it's fairly easy to sort of like see the difference between them. I could have the buttons be larger or smaller. I'm not completely sure. Color also between these is a little bit off. I might want to just make this the same as this success here. And I might want to do some fun, like do the same sort of like funny things that I was doing with these buttons here and just override that. But I'll have to do that next time because I am out of time today. So let's go ahead and get this committed and saved off. All right, so what do? We styling the cards. And I'll go ahead and push that on up so you can all go check that out if you want. And with that, I think we're about done. So tomorrow I'll be back online to let's see. So we got this set up. I think what we really need to do though is make sure that play around with the database and actually set up an API. So I think we're going to do it locally first. My plan is to set up Hasura and Postgres and get that going, and then we'll have to do that in the in production too, which is going to be a thing. So that's going to be next. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you tomorrow or whenever the next time is. Have a good one, and bye.